Okay, now I'm streaming. You have to tell me how the audio works. If the audio works.
Sounds pretty good.
Oh, to you? No, but because in the video, in YouTube video, there's something that it's not right.
You're live right now?
Yes, I'm live right now. How do you hear me? Pretty good? Okay, yeah, now it's working. All right, let's send the link to the Telegram. Abbas. Okay. Okay. Okay, we're live right now. I adjust my microphone. There was some issues, and I'm gonna read the disclaimer again. This is Crypto Vince. If you guys don't know me, I ran a channel on Telegram regarding cryptocurrency. We provide free trading analysis, news, and strategies for all cryptocurrencies. This is no financial advice. The information provided by CryptoVince team is provided for education information purpose only. The information provided does not constitute specific financial advice, investment advice of any kind. The information is provided to enable our user to improve upon their own investment performance. You understand that you're using any and all the information provided by CryptoVince team at your own risk. Trading the bitcoins and alternative cryptocurrencies has potential rewards and also has potential risk involved. Trading may not be suitable for all people. Anyone wishing to invest should seek his or her own independent financial and professional advice. Okay, so here we go. We're starting this live session to explain a little bit the situation about Bitcoin right now, and I invited my friend Green Bastard from Crypto Vince crew. Hi, Green.
Hello, everybody. Hello.
So I hope you guys hear him pretty good. He's gonna just help to give tips here and there while we go through all the session. So let's see what's going on. First of all, I opened a few things here. This is our website. If you guys wanna have some referments of Telegram, Twitter, and Facebook. Sorry for my accent. I'm Italian, so you guys gotta deal with it. Okay, so what's the situation at the moment regarding Bitcoin and all the cryptocurrency? Well, we had a huge, let's go check a little bit of the TA. I always use Equinash because they give me a better understanding of what the spikes up and down are and the swing of the trade. And you know what we've seen, it's been a big crash in a couple days, and everything has been created by some FUD, some bad news, some hack, and so on. So we want to explain a little bit of what's going on. And you know, we think, you know, there's so much going on. It's a little bit of a mess right now. And you know, we had to figure out what's going on right now. The Japan news, we think, is the main cause of the crash, because it's the main news that afflicts lots of people, lots of users, lots of traders. And as we can see here, you know, Japan, there was a big article that is going to punish several cryptocurrency exchanges, and that's a big news regarding Japan, and probably lots of exchange are based in Japan. So for, you know, our understanding, this is the main, more relevant bad news about crypto, together with the SEC regulating the trade in digital assets. That was another main important news, which, you know, as Green might agree, the regulation that SEC is trying to adapt to digital assets, you know, are in favor of us traders, because, you know, regulamentations are always positive for the trading. So that this means they are accepting cryptocurrency and trading itself. So
It's a necessary step in market evolution, right? I mean, you're never going to attract big money into a market unless there's some form of regulation. So it's nice to see gains. It's nice to be able to trade your coins without anybody getting in the way. But ultimately, that has to change.
yeah, so you guys can go through all the website and see what are the specific laws that are implementing. But they're for sure going through every single thing, especially Bittrex. Bittrex, I think, posted something regarding the regulation. Let's see, Bittrex. They were talking about, I think they have to list more coins, they have to show, where is it? No support, got it, yes, write this one, to the full statement. I'm gonna send some links after the live, but this was, let's go check very quick. I think they had to propose, they had some kind of bit of statement, blah blah blah. Leadership before continuing to provide dialogue by blockchain. Well, they had to, in few words, they had to share more coins. They had to accept more coin in the community to like give to the users, because they were not expanding. To be honest, in fact, all the coins were going to like Binance, KuCoin. Bittrex was not listing too many of new coins, so I think the regulation imposed them.
Listing a bunch for a while there.
Yes, and I think they listed the coin, I think today, LRC or something. So I think this this is pretty good for Bittrex. They didn't ban it at all, so that's pretty good news right now. But we were talking about the Japan ban regarding some exchanges, and you guys can go through the website to have more information. We're not gonna go through every single detail, but this for us was our main panic news that create real. Yes, and that's what create real FUD, to be honest. Then there was the SEC regulation, and then the worst came. Binance. The Binance hacked. Like this guy wrote on Reddit, what the hell is happening here? Binance sold all my house, blah blah blah. And we know Binance has been pretty good with his users and has been pretty honest, and it's very secure. And to be honest, it's where I moved my coins from USDT to Bittrex to USDT Binance, which for me is a little bit more secure. There's lots of bad stuff that comes from Bittrex user experience. I moved pretty much all my coin to Binance to be more safe, but of course it's never recommended to leave lots of your money into exchange anyways, so you should usually use offline wallets as much as you can. But anyways, there was the news, right? This guy lost all his money, and right away I thought, this is some guy that doesn't have 2FA authenticator, or it's a guy that used his API keys somewhere, and that's what end up being. But we live in a world where the FUD is huge, right? You can put like a stupid news, a stupid article, and everyone panics, right? So we have
News travels quick.
Oh, and it's crazy now. We live in a world where Twitter and all kind of news can go in a second everywhere. So
And crypto moves fast enough as it is. I mean, markets are swinging 50% in a day, and like it's nothing. So the news is going to travel just as fast, if not faster, too. I mean, people are retweeting things without checking accuracy. The reporting in crypto is hard. it's not an easy topic. It's complex. It's not easily communicated. It's hard to explain. It's easily misunderstood. And the media all want to be the first one to report. People want to be the first one to retweet. Everybody wants to say, "See, I told you," even though it's not necessarily accurate. So, you got to take all this stuff with a grain of salt. I mean, this guy here with Binance,
Yeah, it was pretty
a lot
massive.
of damage, man.
And everyone panicked, and I noticed that on Twitter. I noticed in my channel, in the chat, everyone was like, "What the hell is going on?" And all the other channel, they do advice for crypto. They were going nuts, and well, this is the main cause. And then for sure, from a FUD, from like a fake, a fear that has been created. Of course, there is a chain effect that happens, and probably I might end up too selling coins just because there is a fake news regarding the situation. So I told the community to wait for an official post on Twitter by Binance, and that was the main thing to wait for. And at the end, what happened? Well, there were not really any official news released by no one, and websites were all over the place. And as we know, websites, they write articles, they have to just write news right away to be the first one, right? So Business Insider wrote, is plumbing after the world's largest cryptocurrency exchange suspended withdrawals. That was automatic, right? Binance had some kind of, they explained after that they had some kind of safe feature that will lock every withdrawal if some suspicion. Yes.
None of those coins were ever withdrawn, right? I mean, you look at this headline: Bitcoin is plummeting after one of the world's largest cryptocurrency exchanges suspended withdrawals. Well, if they're suspending withdrawals because of a security issue like that, that's a good thing.
Yeah, right.
It's bad if the coins got withdrawn and actually stolen.
Plus, they stopped the withdrawal, so nobody can sell anything. So, how the hell you like cash out BTC, right? So this is some kind of weird stuff around those things. So, and then what people do, they share the information around, and everyone shares just by reading the main topic on top. Bitcoin's plumbing because blah blah blah. So nobody really looks in the news, and this was even CoinDesk, and there was this part here that was funny for me to read by CoinDesk. It was, the exchange has since suspended withdrawals according to statements. So they're just trying to officialize the news according to statements. Then I click on statements, and it brings me to Reddit. Like, which, like, those are the statements they think, like, I can write this thing and say, oh, Red Pulse, I think tomorrow is gonna be listed on Bitrex, and I can create FUD, no FUD, actually some good news regarding Red Pulse in that case. So we really need to figure it out if the news is real or not, by compare it to official release by the exchanges or whoever is releasing and spreading the FUD. Then there was this other, this is not like the craziness. Mt. Gox Trusty sells 400 million in Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash. This was like, oh, it's for this. That's why BTC is crashing. This guy is selling all his Bitcoin, and that's what's happening right now. And this is the main news that actually went crazy around the internet and Twitter. This is probably the main one that now people think is the top cause of the crash, right? So let me check 1 second the channel. Okay, so let me check here. 1 second, just gotta post copy.
just looking at this headline too. I mean, it says right there that it's the trustee that sold 400 million in Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash, right?
Mm-hmm.
But people can't even get past the headline without getting it wrong. I mean, you're seeing people tweeting and writing articles about, Telegram posts to different communities about how the hackers sold it. The hackers didn't sell it. This is the trustee after the bankruptcy that's distributing funds. He has to sell it.
It's funny because I mean, after reading the Binance post on Twitter, actually the hackers, they actually lost their coins, I think, because they reverse all the transactions and they figure it out who the hacker kind of where the address is, and they
the worst heist in history.
the YouTube live session is on. Okay, so yeah, regarding this 400 million Bitcoin withdrawal, I want to clarify a few things. Why for me is not the main cause. First of all, if you go take a look at BTC around, actually let's go check here, because this was the main article. They showed the actual transaction. So I don't know where it says. I was reading somewhere. I think it's in this article. When we the will transfer, there are the dates of sale. Okay, here the arrows on the chart above mark the dates of each GOX wallet transfer. So every single transfer you guys see here in this picture, right there, so indicates when whoever this guy is send the money from his wallet to an exchange where then he pull out the money from, right? So let's say this guy had money on a Bitcoin wallet offline and he sent the money to wherever, let's say Coinbase or some other address, right? He sent the money on December the 18th, and let's go check December the 18th, what day it was. Let's go check the 4-hour chart. December the 18th, so this is the peak, and it was the 16th. Then BTC start to crash, and 2 days after, so after reaching a nice peak, so let's go check at the indicator, if I have some indicators here. Right there, let's go check MACD. MACD was pretty high, RSI, no, this is 4-hour chart. Let's go check 1-day chart to see our indicators. So the indicators were extremely high. Look at MACD, was starting to cross, right? And when was starting to cross? Right on the 18th. So when this guy moved his money from his wallet to the exchange, so the guy already moved the money almost 2 days after the main the all-time high, right? And we go, if you go take a look closer, maybe 2-hour chart, let's see what happens here. So at this level, right here, we were 19. Then 2 days after, around the 18, the price was already 18.6. So it dropped almost $1,500. Let's say $1,000 to make it easy, right? So the guy sees the price drop $1,000 and he moved his money to an exchange to sell those coins because he's panicking, as everyone of us probably start to panic, right? So I sold my BTC when they were very high, probably right here, because I know a crash was upcoming for sure, because MACD, all the indicators were on the roof. And in the channel, I suggest to move the BTC into Ethereum at this point. I think it was around $17,000 Bitcoin. But what I'm trying to say here, the guy moved the money into the exchange to sell BTC because it was so high. So how much he sold the first time? He sold just 2,000 BTC. I mean, just that's a lot of money. Let's see how much there is. So BTC was about, we say, the 18,000 times 2,000. So he sold 36 million. Okay. So the market cap of BTC at that time was December 18. So 16 million coins. 16 million times 18,000. So the market cap was $280 billion. So do you guys think this guy just selling, how much we say, 38 million, it could 36 million, it could make BTC crash? No way. First of all, the guy is not that dumb to put a sell order of 2,000 BTC and make everything crash. No way. So for sure he sold that slowly to not dump on himself, right? So then how much is that 38? It's not even like 0.1% of the total market cap. So in my personal opinion, even though could have started the crash, but not even, guys, like the real crash was caused by the technical analysis, because BTC was huge. It was just a matter of time when people were going to start to make gains off of BTC. The bad news, I don't remember this time what was the bad news, but we remember, China banning and Korea and all the regulation and all. That was a mess. We remember how many bad news regarding BTC there were at this time. So the guy,
that downturn was going to happen regardless of him. I mean, you just look at the timing of it. That's the time when people, at least in North America anyway, they were coming in after their Thanksgiving holiday and their Christmas holiday, and with their families, new money's going into the market, and it's just flooding in, and you got a bunch of noobs that are putting money into something they don't understand. I mean, it was bound to crash. Plus, you had Christmas coming up; people are going to start pulling their money out. I mean, I don't think it started with this guy. He certainly didn't help it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's more pressure selling, obviously, but I don't think he crashed anything. I think he just found himself in a situation where we had to sell into a declining market. I think he underhurt us.
Okay, let's 1 second. On YouTube they're telling me the other voice is really low. My voice, Vince, or Green voice is pretty low. If you guys can reply. You see, I don't know if it's me, but secondary voice sounds very low. Which one is the secondary voice? Must be you, right?
Probably me.
I'm gonna just increase your desktop volume from here. Probably should be pretty will be better. Okay. Anyways, so this is the chart everyone was showing. Yes, green voice is pretty low. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I increased the volume on you, so you should be fine right now. I don't know if you can increase your microphone, Green, if you can.
Yeah, I'm trying right now.
Anyways, this is the chart they were showing, and they were showing, the guy caused all the BTC crash. Oh yeah, so with 400 million, this guy in 4 months with 400 million, it caused BTC crash. This is like ridiculous, guys. Like, it's really ridiculous. And the problem is we live in a world where we traders are not so much knowledge, and not because they're stupid, but just because they're new to the market, right? We have so many traders now, all kind of traders, from expert, from people that just started trading yesterday. And that, of course, because the news, they can be really how do you say, what's the English word, Green? They can misinterpret things and data. As we can see from here, trading volume, 24 hours volume, currencies. So the 24 hours volume of BTC today, this is 24 hours volume, right here, right? No, that's 7 billion.
7.2.
So just Bitfinex volume was 638 just today. So this guy with 24 hours volume of OKEX or whatever, I don't know how to spell that the exchange, OKEX, it was able to make BTC crash in a period of like from December to today, up to today. There's no way. Why?
That $7.2 billion is 24 hours volume today.
Yeah.
Back in December when everybody was throwing money at it, like it had to be closer. I don't know. I'm guessing it's probably closer to 15 billion maybe at that time.
Yeah. So there's no way, to be honest, that this trusty guy is making BTC crash. Manipulation, yes, manipulation is huge. We know that, and yeah, the still second voice very low. Let me try to do something here. Filters.
Yeah, I maxed it out on my side.
Yeah, no, I know. Gain. I'm adding some filters. Up. Yeah, sorry guys. We will have to figure it out probably in another live how to make a green sounds better. I don't know if I can call you on Telegram. Probably might work better. 1 second. Let's try that. So I'm just remove the audio on Hangout. Don't close the call. Otherwise, you're not gonna see the screen, right? And I call you on Telegram. Okay. Do you hear me? Probably it's even worse right now. Are you guys hear Green right now? I'm calling through Telegram. Probably worse. What is? I hear you, but I don't know if they hear you. Yeah, the stream arrives a little bit in delay to them. No, the other one was, to be honest, much better. Really low. My voice is really low. I'm not hearing Green at all. Yeah, no. Let's go back to the other one. We will have to figure it out, guys. So for now, you just.
Sorry, everybody.
I can. Everyone is like typing. Yep, can hear him. I can hear him at all. How this up? Let's go stop out. Sharing. Can't hear him. Audio input, output. Say something, Green. You up. Hello, hello, hello. Say something.
Hello, hello, hello.
Maybe you can connect the output of your move input to your mic. Yeah, I know. I gotta find the splitter. That's the problem. I see some green line go up and down. So probably I don't know. Probably it might work right now. Let's see what they say. Problem, yeah, it's always the delay of YouTube. Green, say something now, so they probably.
Hello, hello, hello. Testing, testing.
Okay, okay. Let's keep going here, and then if they don't hear you, much better
Yeah,
now.
like
Perfect. All right, it's working now.
Hey, everybody. Sorry for that. We're learning as we go here.
Okay, so yes, so we were talking about the volume. So the guy there used 400 million in a period of December, January, February, almost 4 months to crash BTC. No way. Because today we have a volume of like 400 million in 24 hours, and that's you might understand the how big that is compared to just one day. So there's no way that in 4 months this guy with just 30 million in every transaction he did, because he exchanged 2000 BTC, which is 30 million around December when it was worth $18,000 BTC. That's 36 million. Then he cashed out another 6,000 BTC that was worth probably, I don't know how much. Let's see. Where's my calculator? Calc. Here we go. You see, this was like 16,000. You cash out 6 times 16,000. Another 100 million. And as we said, those transactions that we see on the website are transactions that prove that he moved 6,000 BTC from his offline wallet to an exchange. So this doesn't mean he cash out BTC right with this transaction. So then he sold this BTC probably slowly, but it's still in a matter of how much these things crashed.
What's interesting is that the biggest transfer was the last one when the market was lowest. You could see that it almost looked like he was getting scared as the market continued to crash.
Yeah, right. So what's happening here is he panics every time this guy is trying to sell BTC.
That's what it looks like.
And right here he sold a few of them. And then right here, why do you guys think he sold it here again? Like to increase the crash or something? I don't think so. Then the market went up again. Look at here, the market crashed by itself. He didn't sell it here. Why he didn't sell it here, right? Like,
yeah,
he sold it here. Why? Because here probably he was hoping in the bull run, right? As every one of us, he was hoping the bull run, and it was like, oh, you know what? BTC is pumping. Why should I sell? Then there was another bad news about BTC, and the thing crashed again. And look at when he sold. I was like, oh, you know what? I'm gonna sell right now. It's in a bad position. So he sold again, and then he sold again and again here, where he totally panicked. He sold 18,000 BTC at this level when he's like, you know what? Cryptocurrency might fail. Let me sell all of it. Not all of it, because they say there is he has lots of BTC still, but this is.
But who knows? I mean, he's got 160,000 or more that are still there. And I was reading on Zero Edge, I was reading on Bloomberg, and they're assuming that he's going to dump some more, and there's no proof of that. Nobody knows. He's never released his trading strategy. He's never released how he's going to go about doing this. So, anybody that's out there reporting that he's got more to dump and all this, I honestly don't know where it's coming from.
Yeah. So plus, there was a picture that shows how many addresses there are that owns so many BTC, and this is just like a stupid percentage compared to those guys that really own lots of BTC, and they, you know, talk about these famous Nakamoto, Satoshi, that, you know, might be lots of users, right? They own and they mined when BTC was created, lots of BTC, and probably those are the guys that really manipulated the market. And you know, I'm not saying that market is not manipulated, because it is.
For sure it is.
We just need to be smart enough to understand those kind of manipulation and be safe in any case. You know, be safe if we're on top and we make some profit, and you know, buy back low. You know, my main strategies that I always trying to recommend in the channel was, you know, always keep 50% of your investment in USD. So, you know, if you have, let's say, $10,000 of money that you want to invest, $5,000 should be in a wallet ready to put in the market. And that money has to be USD or USDT, whatever you want to use. And you know, with that kind of money, first of all, they will never go down. And secondly, you can use to buy the dip in a stable market. So we know that, you know, when market gets stable, Bitcoin crash probably every single month. And you know, we have a nice chart here that shows all the crashes. Let's see the log scale. Let's move all the indicators. Let's clean this chart. Okay. This is the log scale. You know, this is from, let's put 1 year. From March to March. Actually, let's put, from January here. So BTC crashed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times in 1 year, so almost twice every month. And this is when we use our USD to buy the dip of the coins, right? So crash after few days, much there is, month crash, it was 15 days crash, and this was even smaller crash, still a big crash here. This was what, 30% or something? Yeah, 30%. So it's a 30% crash. In this little period of time, there was a much. From here to here was like a week. We crashed for a week. We buy the dips with all our USDT money. We put even on one single coin, you put the 50% of your stack on one coin, coins go back up 30%, and you make 30% on a big chunk of money, right? And as we can see, the recovery from the crash to hold a previous all-time high, it's usually pretty quick. This is probably 2 weeks, this is probably 2 days right there. Sorry, 2 days, that's a week. Because every candle is a day, one day candle we're looking at, and so on. So that's my strategy. Then I use the other 50%. I split kind of in like ICOs, 50 and 50. I put ICOs, like the 25 on my total stack, and then I put the other 25 in daily trading. So to recapitulate, 50% USD, 25% ICO and holding, and the other 25% I will put in daily trading. Daily trading that split it into, I will put 50% in BTC and 50% on my, let's say, top 3 coins that I want to daily trade. When I daily trade, I try to daily trade maximum 3 coins and not more than that, because otherwise you go crazy to do all the charting and stuff.
Too hard to manage.
Yeah, and then if you want to have lots of coins, you can hold them and do whatever you want, right?
Yep.
Having how many coins you want at the end. So.
Well, I mean, the key there, Vince, is that, you hit on it. I mean, you said you keep 50% in Tether or in fiat, basically outside of crypto. And the point there is you got to have a plan, and a good plan is going to have a strategy for riding bull markets. A good plan is going to have a strategy so you could protect yourself and mitigate risk in downturns. It's going to give you opportunities to buy in when you see markets like this too. So. It all comes back to having a strategy and working that plan.
And I remember the news that, not the news, sorry, the article that you posted one day was about, in bad markets, sometimes it's good not to trade at all. And that's...
I've always said, if you don't know what to do, don't do anything.
And that's the best step, to be honest, because, we sold at a top here. It was like 3 months. You could have been in vacation, to be honest, instead of going nuts and try to enter the market. And this is the other thing I don't understand, like the rush to jump back in. And I have lots of users in the chat, especially, that they keep asking, when should I buy back? When should I buy back? When should I buy back? Like just can you just go back in when the market it's good? And they say so the market will be good when we go back to 12K, probably when we break this damn correction, we finish the correction, we break the channel for good, and we break our main resistances here. We have this flat resistance level here. That not even the head and shoulder broke, so we're trying to figure it out what's going on. This is the log chart. Yep.
That third touch point on that line is it's not fun to look at.
Yeah, and
usually that third point, it just reinforces what you're already thinking.
Yeah, this was this is the log chart. Very different from the linear chart. And the log chart, hits the point precise here. This is another reason why probably some traders, investors sold BTC again. Let's not forget.
Sure.
Let's not forget that from 6K, from the all-time low of the crash, up to today, BTC went up almost 100%. So from big investor, that's lots of money right there.
Didn't Mike Novogratz, didn't he say that he bought in heavily at 6,000 or somewhere around there? I think it might have been him.
Yeah,
I got
probably.
the wrong hedge fund manager, but there was big money that went in at that point.
100%. There's some.
Yeah, they're gonna take that profit.
For sure, there are some investors, actually, lots of investors. They really don't care about altcoins. Honest, like they just trade BTC, buy BTC, trade BTC, buy, sell. That's all they do. So they don't really care about us and that we want to make money quick in a week. They don't really care.
They don't give a shit about Tron.
Right. Like that's it can be, I'm not saying high risk trading, because daily trading, how I explain with the chart and trading analysis, can be really, really precise in the prediction we make when we do our nice charting and trading analysis. But let's not forget, last year, March, just 1 year ago, around March, BTC price was $1,000. So people don't remember that. Like just 1 year ago, I say again, BTC was $1,000. So up to now, we're still 700% up. That's lots of money for real expert and investor that have been dealing with this for so long, right? You know, we people deal with the banks. You know, they invest their money in the bank system, and they make how much? I don't even invest in how much can you make with the bank? 3% or even in 1 year. So those guys.
You invest at the bank, and the bank makes money.
Right. So those guys made 700%. They're still good. You know, if I had. And I didn't invest in BTC only, right? But if I had some BTC that I bought last year and that was up 700%, I would be laughing here. You know, really laughing. The problem is that we live in a world where, you know, the cryptocurrency is growing exponentially, and most of the users, especially that we have in the channel, they bought BTC when it was $16,000. $17,000. That's when the FOMO came, right? So people just even my grandfather was buying BTC at that point. You know, everyone was calling me. People, friends that I didn't know, I never talked on Facebook ever. They were my best friends at that time. They were like, "Oh, well, where can I invest in BTC? Where can I invest?" Like now. BTC is crashing, and this sounds like it's in a bubble. Maybe speaker. Oh my god! Again, let me check. In a bubble. Never kill the time. I probably shouldn't move. Oh, you see my face? You still see my face, Green?
Yes, I do.
Oh, you see my face or the screenshot?
Yeah. Nice to you.
Oh. Stop screen share. Huh.
Sorry, I don't watch it in the channel.
Your screen. You see now?
It's all right. Don't worry about it. I got it in the YouTube channel and watch it. That's fine.
Oh. Okay. You see me right now, like the webcam?
Yeah.
I don't know why. Like that's really weird. I don't know where I have you, but. Anyways, yeah. So we were talking about the TA a little bit, and yeah. So at this level, probably lots of investors sold it because they made their 100% profit with BTC, and that's lots of money in like not even a month. So you guys need to understand the situation, see the big pictures. You know, guys that have been trading for years.
Yeah.
That
They're gonna take that profit, man. Like that's their job.
yeah. So I remember if you invest money. And that's something that is pretty interesting to talk about. When you lose the money that you won, yes, you might be pissed, but not as pissed as if you're losing the money you started with. And I have a perfect example of myself that I bought Red Pool in ICO, and I could just get $1,000 worth of it because there was the market, not the market cap, sorry, the total investment you were allowed to with the Red Pools, and the $1,000 I think reached the 3,000% up, so it was worth like 30K at some point, and that was my coin that I told myself I had to hold this coin. No matter what happened, I don't care, I gotta do this. So, yes, for sure, I should have sold when it was 30K, then it dropped back down to 500% profit. Instead of 3,000% profit, I had just 500%. So it dropped to 5K. And well, was I pissed? Well, yeah, but I was not gonna kill myself. Like, it's still money that I won, and you know what? Yeah, maybe I should have sold it, but that's my strategy, and that's the strategy that I had to follow. It's holding strategy, and probably in 1 year, Red Bulls will be worth $100,000 and not 30K, so I will make money there. The problem is with holding strategy, we never know the top, so we don't know when to sell, and that's the problem, because my $1,000 reached 10K. Reached 10K, do I have to sell or not? Well, I'm not sure, because I don't know if the top it's that one, right? Then probably Red Bulls dropped to 5K, then it pumped up to 30K. So because I was holding, I've seen these spikes, right? So and that's what you gotta go for. If you wanna make lots of money, you have to hold for long, and you will see the up and downs, crazy up and downs. And of course, I didn't know there was a big crash like this was coming, and so I didn't sell it. But this is what we have to understand: holding strategy, and this is what I say in the lesson lots of times. It's a much more risky strategy because we don't know what's gonna happen. And the rewards, though, they can be big.
They can be big.
And I have a little charts, actually little charts I can show.
Yep.
I
think that's one of the misunderstood things in crypto too. I mean, we all see, the OGs, the guys that were in the game early, and they've done very well for themselves. But I think a lot of people look at crypto like it's a get rich quick opportunity where it's easy money and you just put your money in and a whole bunch more comes out.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not like that. These guys, they there's no free lunch. It's really true. You have to put in some combination of blood, sweat, or tears. You got to do something. These guys were grinding. The crypto market went to sleep for a long time. And those guys, those OGs, they made their money by holding through that and being strong. And, it's not an overnight thing, man. It's not an overnight thing.
Yeah. So it's, I was talking about, the holding and the daily trading. Daily trading is much more, less risky because we know what can happen, right? We can make some kind of prediction. We can make the prediction with a holding strategy too, but holding strategy is more you buy low and you sell high when you think, the money that you invest is worth a lot. When with daily trading, we can be happy with 100%, 20% if you play with big money, and we can aim for 300, 500% we are lucky. Then if we aim as a Tron for 3,000% or XVG for 3,000%, well, that's kind of a holding, right? Because you hold XVG to reach $3,000, 3,000%, that means you were holding the coin and you didn't care about no chart, no nothing to reach that kind of high percentage. But this is a chart that shows you a guy that doesn't know anything about the market, cryptocurrency, nothing. It just comes here and it's like, you know what, I'm gonna put $100 on the top 5 coins of coin market cap. So with $500 bet on January 2017, 1 year old, you would have December 2017 when everything was at top, not right now, $30,000. $30,000 just invested with $500. Invested $5,000. So $1,000 each coin right here. And this would have been 5,000. You would have had $300,000. So yes, holding strategy works for sure because as you can see here, the coins almost made 7,000% average in 1 year hold, except BTC because BTC was already very high at that point. So those percentages are insane. The problem is, are you gonna reach this percentage if your $1,000 becomes 10K? And that's just 1,000%, right? You will cash out if you see that $1,000 that becomes 10K, right? The problem is let the money there, and that $10,000 that becomes 20K, and then it can become 50K, and so on. So the problem you don't know. Right now the market is so low. That's when you should buy the coins to hold for 1 year. That's the main thing. And as we know, BTC crashes every January, and it did for the past 4 years. Not that deep, but crashed 30, 40, 50%. So, no, the problem is you gotta believe in crypto. If you don't believe, of course, you won't be here listening to this video. But, to go back to our situation right now, talking about the TA, well, the logarithmic scale shows us, BTC touched resistance and there was a big drop. While the linear scale, a little bit different because it shows a breaking point, and BTC that break through and now is going back down. It didn't bounce off here, so that's not really great to look at. So from now on, we will go with the log scale pretty much to have a better understanding on what's going on. And as you can see, I made a little chart about log scale and linear scale. What you see is the long spikes that you see here compared to those little spikes that don't really show the percentage in the right way. What I mean by that, if I trace this, right, and that's 300%, and then I trace this one, 300% right there. I want to trace 300%, 275. As you guys can see, this is 275%, even this, but they don't look really the right height, right? They should look the same, but they're not, because this is the linear scale. So as you can see here, from $1,000 to $2,000, that's 100%, right? From 1,000 to 2,000, it's 100%. Of course, even from 5,000 to 10,000, it's 100%, right? So this will be, this start to go right there. So of course they look different. What if I click the log scale? If I click the log scale, everything becomes the same height. As you guys can see, right? So the log scale really tells the dimension of the chart. The chart doesn't get distorted, and we can totally see the spike being the same height and so on. So this is the best scale that we have to look at when it comes to big prices, because you guys can see that here, but I want to show you the log scale. The spaces between the prices are very different. When it comes to linear scale, then every price is spaced evenly. So you guys need to take that, to study that a little bit to understand what's going on. When the price is very
the longer term, you want to go with a log scale probably.
Yeah, so when you see big charts and you see big price, they go from 0 to 2,000 and so on, you really want to look at the log scale. But when you're looking closer to stuff, if I want to look at this, let's say for our chart, I want to look at this pattern right now. If I click log and I put linear, it's not gonna change that much. I mean, the trend lines change, but to be honest, if I do this and I make it bigger, it looks like exactly the same pretty much. So if you just see a part of the trend, it does make too much difference, especially if you see coins that are in a very small price at the beginning, from 0 to 10, 20, 50, you won't see that much. Then when we chart long coins that spike really up, we will see a really big difference. Huh?
The way I always describe it is, if you're looking at a linear scale, $1 to $2 looks the same as a move from $100 to 101.
Yeah.
But if you look at it on a log scale, the move from $1 to $2 looks the same as a move from 100 to 200.
Yes, perfect. And it can tell you, how much you're gaining dollar by dollar, better than the linear scale. You guys gotta practice a little bit to understand, what's going on. Practice makes everything better. So, ever try to, especially with the prices and the trend lines, to see how things can change. But we were talking about trend line here. What is it? This is the log scale, and I think that's where we gotta go with at the moment. And what I was looking, first of all, I traced a Fibonacci retracement from the main spike here, sorry, the main crash here. Just check the trend of what's going on, right? And now we have a better understanding of what the traders try to do. And we can see every Fibonacci lines, the trend bounce pretty good on every level, right? It bounce here, bounce there, up and down. Then what happens after it tries 50% Fibonacci, which is a strong support, before to break it 1, 2, 3, 4, after the 5th time it broke it, where do you think it will end up? He stopped probably here, and then he almost reached the 78%, but he stopped before because this was a huge support line at this level. And we can trace it. This level right here was a huge one, and we see BTC crashed here, then it went back up. Where do you think he went? He arrived here, 60%, then he arrived to 50%, and he went back down, and he started to bounce off. Then he broke, like definitely, and he arrived 78, then he broke again, almost reached 100%, but this was the other resistance right there. So, always try to consider support and resistances. Sorry, this was a support. I'm pretty tired right now. 8 p.m. I work all day. But you guys, as you can see, every time there's a fight to break a level of Fibonacci, when it breaks it, it will go totally to the next one right away. Then it can start to go and fail and bounce off the support line. Then it goes out again. Now it broke. When it broke, for sure it was going to arrive at least on one of those support lines. Now if it breaks again, where do you think it can arrive? Well, this is for sure the next level. That's the Fibonacci. And then if it breaks here, we have a really bad point there. So the idea at this level that I noticed, it was, everyone was talking about the inverse head and shoulder that for sure we saw forming and completing. This was the head and shoulder, right? Main one that everyone was tracing. Right there. And that's a pretty good head and shoulder. And a few weeks ago, I noticed that BTC was kind of replacing itself, kind of a mirror pattern, right? And if I have to trace the mirror pattern, brush, and I start from here, right? This is what I noticed. Actually, let me make it right there. So this is what I noticed. Now yellow is bad. No, I gotta do this, that. Okay. Have this, and then we're back here. Then we go down here. Then we do the head and shoulder, and we're up here. Now, let's think this about like a mirror, and we want to do that now. We want to replace the mirror. This is what I would do. I go here, back down again. Then we should kind of do like this, right? That will be a perfect mirror. So when I noticed this one, well, I thought maybe inverse head and shoulder is a little bit bigger, and it's this one, the real head and shoulder. Here, there. And we have, no, sorry, I'm gonna correct this. This one, right? And let's remove the other one. So this looks like to be the real head and shoulder, where those little thing here, those little head and shoulder don't count as the main one, right? Let's remove those ones. So you know, it can be an idea of a bullish kind of scenario.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, after the Japan news, it's over. We figured it out that Binance was not the main cause. The 400 million empty GOX was not the cause. So Japan and the SEC were probably the main cause, and they're investigating. Sorry, they're trying to make regulation on ICOs at this moment too. So lots of going on. You know, it's funny that happens always a point of resistance. I don't know if is that
real funny.
It's not. I don't know if it's there coincidence or it's just over manipulation. Because you know, when everything happens, there's a news. Some people, the big guys, can make the market crash. You know, we know it's over manipulated. But to take a look closer of this idea, let me close. Go take a look. This is 4-hour chart. So MACD RSI is oversold at this moment, right? So you pass our pink area. MACD can go lower for sure. Let's go check a 1-day chart. 1-day chart, MACD looks totally garbage at this level because it already crossed and it's going down. So it doesn't look like it's gonna go up at all. And the RSI too. So it got it touched the Moku cloud and it just bounced right off this level. So that's another indicator of bearish. So what I was thinking at this level, a level to buy back. Well, we have 8K, which you know a good level of right there. But we have a nice resistance level right there. Fibonacci levels, well, one is just above, but we don't see any traders or the trend that bounced off this 78% Fibonacci that much. So I'm not gonna count that as a nice support. So for now, just remove this. We have moving average 20 and 50. They crossed once for a bearish trend. They crossed second time for a bullish. Now they might cross back again for a bearish one, which is not great. But let's go check closer what might happen here, and how precise can this inverse head and shoulder can be, and how I drew the one that I posted in the channel. So what I did, move a few lines here. There, let's remove the averages. So what I did, first of all, I traced the neckline of the first head and shoulder. It was pretty much this one, right? This is the head and shoulder. Then I tried to trace a parallel channel or another line parallel to this one to trace the next head and shoulder, the big one, and they look, you know, pretty parallel to each other if I notice this and that, right? Then I don't know if I trace the parallel channel there. And there is my head and shoulder, right? From here, there. Oh, damn it. Parallel channel, here we go. That's what I wanted to do. First of all, there's a parallel channel of this, right? Right there. So, I don't know if this channel can be one that can indicate the drop, because I cannot connect to 2 points. Just the 2 points I can connect are this one and this one. So I don't know if that channel can be identified as a support channel, but let's go check this one. So in the previous head and shoulder, as you can notice, if I connect the neckline right here, what happened? The first shoulder hit the support line, and then the head went through the channel, and then the other right shoulder end up before the channel, right? And this might happen again right here. So the first shoulder hit the channel, then the head went over the channel, and then the next shoulder won't hit the base of the channel, but will hit the main support here, which is 8K at this level. So that might be something that can be intersecting a Fibonacci line of this main spike. So if I trace a Fibonacci retracement of this main spike here, let's see where 8K can be around this area right there. So this can be a point of bounce between 8.2 and 7.8. You know, it's a pretty big area, but you know, that's a point where we can see something happening, right? Now it might break this 38% Fibonacci and go down to 50%, where we have a nice support right here. But you know, right now it's fighting support because we have this previous resistance. So we might arrive here, and here we could see some action. So this is a point where we could start to see a nice bullish trend again. MACD at this level would have reached a pretty low point, focusing on the 4-hour chart, but not a 1-day chart, because 1-day chart is pretty crazy at the moment. So you know that's the situation right now. So we're gonna see,
Clear
guys.
as mud. Clear as mud.
It's pretty tough to make a prediction at the moment because there's a nice double top here too, double top pattern that could be interesting.
Yeah.
So gotta just wait and see as right now. Double top, go down. So that would be 6K again. But in that case, we will have to cross smoothed moving average 200 back down, which is not a good indicator of bullish. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. You know, that's the bullish scenario. Of course, you guys all know the bearish big idea, which you know will be going back down to 6 and then 3K. I don't want to, you know, scare anyone. That's not something that is 100% sure is gonna happen. There is an option.
Yeah, it's possible.
But you guys gotta take precaution for every single situation. So if you guys are in USD at this moment, and you went in USD much before than right now, that would be a good level. Yeah, a good strategy you adopted because, of course, you kind of want BTC to crash right now instead of, you know, people that
if you got dry powder, you do it for sure.
You know, like so this is pretty much all I have to say. If you just connected to the live session just right now, just make sure you watch it again from the beginning, so because I explain a little bit of the fundamental and the news regarding what happened today. I talk about the Binance problem in Japan. We talk about the SEC, the old FUD, yeah, cause stocks. Sorry if we were a little bit all over the place, but you know that's how live sessions are. Plus, this is
right. That's how the market is.
Yeah, we are like the market, right? Plus, you know, this is our first session together, me and Green. So appreciate that we're doing this for you guys. Sorry about the audio, and sorry about the accent. So. And let's keep you know, let us know if you have any idea for some next sessions, or you know, any idea that can help the channel grow. Our community, you know, is amazing. We're growing pretty good. We're helping lots of users, and users are helping us and myself too, because you know we opened this collaboration channel where everyone can provide their their charts, their help, and
they're really good too.
Yeah,
you're seeing some really good content coming in there. Some really good charts and some really good opinions, good news. Yeah, and I think the channel as a whole is doing very good lately. I mean, with the way the market's been, you're seeing a lot of Telegram channels losing a lot of people, a lot of Twitter followers, dumping a lot of other accounts. You know, people are losing interest, but you know, Vince's channel just keeps growing and growing, and we attract more people, better people, you know, educating people, and it just keeps getting better. So
we try to do our
we like
best.
To see it.
Every one of us has still a full-time job, so let's let's remember that. So I'm really working to try to quit my job soon. So that will happen hopefully as soon as I can, to dedicate myself 100% in the channel, in the community, and I mean most of you know that. But yeah, that's all we have to say. So hopefully you understand a little bit situation a bit better, and let us know. Let's talk to you guys later in the chat.
Cool.
All right, great.
Take care, everybody.
See you soon. Bye.
Very good. See you guys. Bye bye.